ices. And I'm like, you only give straws to people that purchase ices. You don't give them to people who have just like purchased like regular sodas. And he's like, no, because they have this little spoon thing at the end, so they're only for slushies.
Wow.
And I'm like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. I don't care what's on the end of it. It's a straw. And he's like, ma'am, I'm sorry, you can't have one. And I'm looking around at all these different cups. And all the cups that you get when you buy the icy thing have like built-in straws.
Wow.
So I'm asking this guy, I'm like, does this really, like, this really makes fucking sense to you? Like, this is logical to you, right? And he's like, yes, ma'am. And I'm like, then you're a fucking moron. You're a dumbass. And I obviously understand why one of your arms is broken. And he's like, that's not very nice. And I'm like, okay, well then give me a fucking straw and I'll be nice to you. And he's like, ma'am, I'm just doing my job. You can't have a straw. And I'm like, you're such an asshole. And he looks at me and he's dead serious. And he goes, you know what? I'm just doing my job. There is no reason for you to be hateful or to start smarting off to me. And this kid, mind you, is like 16 years old. So that I went from like just annoyed to like fucking hot. I was pissed. I really just wanted to push this kid over and then kick him and take a straw and walk off. But I didn't because that would have been the mean thing to do. So I was trying to be nice. So I said, you're right. You're absolutely right. I don't like to talk to ignorant people anyway. So where's your manager at? I'll just go talk to them and we'll figure out if I can't get a straw. And he's like, if you really want to talk to my manager, then you need to go up to guest services. Okay, well, guest services is outside of like the theme park area. You have to go through the entrance to like the exit part, get your hand stamped, your arm stamped or whatever, and then go to guest services. So that's what I did. I went to guest services. No big deal. Well, the person at guest services, this guy, and I'm telling him this whole story about this straw thing, and he's like, he goes, I don't understand why he wouldn't give you a straw. And I'm like, I don't either. That's why I'm here. All I want is a fucking straw. I paid $3 for this goddamn drink. Give me a straw so I can drink it. And so he's like, okay, well, I can't really handle this. I've got to go get my manager. And I'm like, how is it this fucking like intense over a straw? Really, it's like I feel like I've beaten somebody up and I'm waiting to go to jail because they've got to talk to all these different fucking people.
Sounds like you had a lovely day.
Was that it? Because
it gets worse, darling.
I was singing the same thing.
Hold on, no, keep going, I'm recording. No, keep going. It's great.
Okay, so I talked to this lady and she's like, okay, she goes, you know, I'm really sorry, we're gonna go talk to this kid, we're gonna go figure out what his problem is. Do you remember his name? And I'm like, no, but he's the kid walking around with a broken arm. And she's like, he's got a broken arm? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, well, do you remember his name? And I'm like, no, but how many fucking employees do you have walking around with broken arms? There can't be that many. And she's like, okay, well, you're probably right about that. She goes, okay, so go back into the park, and if you go to the left when you go in, you can go to this other concession place, and they're going to give you a straw. I've already talked to them. There shouldn't be any reason why you can't have a straw anywhere else you go. Just don't go back down there to that kid. Obviously, he's got some things that we need to work on. I'm like, okay, no big deal. So I go back down there, and I show this kid my little stamp that nobody can see because it's one of those black light stamps. So he's like, well, do you want the good news or the bad news? And I'm like, I don't know, the good news. Give me the good news. He's like, okay, you can go back in the park. And I'm like, okay, what's the bad news? You have to dump out your drink first.
Oh my god.
I looked at that kid and I'm like, you are out of your fucking mind. Do you want the good news and you want the bad news? Here's the good news. I'm going in the park. Here's the bad news. There's no fucking way you're going to make me dump out this drink. It's not going to fucking happen. Because the only reason I'm not in the park right now is about this fucking drink because some little prick wouldn't give me a fucking straw. And that kid's standing there and he's like, he doesn't know what to do and he's staring at me and his like mouth is agape and he's like, I'm like, so just let me through. Let me have my drink. Let me go in there and have some fun. I'm at Worlds of Fun. I want to have some fucking fun. So then I had to wait 10 minutes for his manager to come down there.
I'm sure you had fun during this time.
I was so fucking mad. Like I couldn't fathom them how I've wasted an hour of my life. And granted, I was the one that wasted it because I was the one that pursued the straw. Like this fucking, like, the infamous straw that nobody can fucking have. Because the only persons that are allowed to have straws are the people that purchase slushies. But the slushy cups have built-in straws, so it really doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense. And I don't understand how I'm the only person that was there that didn't understand why that was just illogical, just completely nonsense. And then there was the pizza guy.
That is interesting. Please tell me more.
Okay. The pizza guy, we went and we were gonna get a slice of pizza. We'd been there for like 4 or 5 hours at this point, so pizza sounded pretty good. Well, we go to the pizza concession. They have, I don't know why they have so many different like food places. There's like a Panda Express and all kinds of shit. So we went to the pizza place and we're standing in line, and this poor kid was going so fucking slow. Like I really was thinking heat stroke. Like he had to have been out there way too fucking long. There's no air, whatever, and this kid was like gonna die because he was moving that fucking slow. And literally, all you have to do is take the money, put it in the register, turn around, and you're at the pizza. So then you just like put a piece on a plate and you turn back around. It's not like it takes a lot of fucking effort to do his job. So the person and the two girls in front of me, they each wanted a slice of pizza, but they wanted to wait because the last piece of pepperoni was too small. They wanted a big piece of pizza, I guess. So they waited till the next one got done. Well, the kid ate the last piece on that plate, I guess, because you can't move it until that one's empty. So he ate the last piece so that he could move it and put the new one there. And so they got theirs, and as he was serving them, he dropped one on the floor and then dropped one on the little, like, metal warmer thing. So he handed them their pizza and stuff, and then he took the money from me for mine and my little brother's. And he just stared at it. I handed him 2 5s and 3 1s, because it was like $12.70 something for 2 fucking slices of pizza. And he's like staring at it in his hand. My 13-year-old brother's like, there's $13 there. And the guy's like, oh, okay, thank you. So he puts the money in the register, hands my little brother the change. I don't know why he did that. And then he goes and he turns around, he looks at the floor, and he starts picking at this pizza with his bare fucking hands. Not a big deal. That's fine. Because I'm assuming that before he tries to touch my shit, he's going to go wash those hands. Nope. He tried to hand me pizza with his hands that had been on the floor.
I have a theory as to why that all happened. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Are you one of those type of girls that is like on the diet, but then they break the rule of the diet and they start like eating junk food, saying, "Yeah, it's not that big a deal." You know, like a lot of people, not just girls, do the diet, but it's most common with women over men. You know, Weight Watchers or whatever.
No, I'm not one of those girls that diet and then don't diet.
Because I was gonna say it's probably like, you know, it wasn't meant to be that you're supposed to have junk food when you're trying to better yourself with plain nasty vegetables. But now that theory's just...
So like the diet karma was after me?
Oh yeah. You tell that diet karma.
So...
Yeah, well, you know what? Here's my thinking. If I'm gonna be some big old fat lady because I ate too many slices of, you know, $7 pizza, that's fine. I'm gonna buy clothes for big old fat ladies that eat $7 slices of pizza. Okay. The issue at World's Fun and well, Kansas City in general is that there's a lot of those kind of people, and that's fine. They can go to McDonald's and they can buy 17 orders of the fucking 20 chicken nuggets and then get all the sauces they want for free. That's fine. They can do that. But then when they wear their daughter's fucking clothes and they have shit hanging out of places I didn't even know shit could hang from. That's my issue right there with obesity. You can be as fat as you want as long as you're happy. Go for it. But cover that shit up. Cover it up, put it in it where it goes, elastic band it down, whatever you gotta do, so that I don't have to see it like flopping and flipping around when you're walking in front of me.
Yeah. Like when skinny girls like to show their thighs or whatever, those love handles or whatever they're called, and then fat chicks wear the same clothing except it's not really like their thighs, it's more like the thigh fat that sticks out, like it kind of jiggles over the jeans and between the shirt that shows skin. Yeah, it's a little gross. But it's actually
Well, see, I used to be friends with this girl, Carrie, and she was really weird. She used to wear combat boots every fucking place she went. The ugliest combat boots ever.
Sounds
And it
hot,
didn't matter
actually.
what kind of like outfit she had on. No, this chick was not hot. She was fucking awful. But she was a nice girl, so, and I don't judge people based on their looks. You know, personality is kind of a bigger thing. So she's really sweet, but god awful fucking everything else was not cool whatsoever. So her sister Lori would like come home and she would eat like 3 fucking dinners. Like she would eat dinner and then she would eat another portion of food that was like another dinner, and then she would eat another one. And this chick was so big that she had to have like wet washcloths in between the rolls and her shit, because I guess it would like, I don't know what it would do. I guess it moved all by itself. It was like its own little entity that moved around and then like rubbed skin raw. So when she was sitting on the couch, she would lift things up and put wet washcloths in between them.
Yeah, fat people don't want to wear combat boots. I don't get it. Maybe she had a fetish.
Well, this chick, what I remember, like these combat boots were like just awful things. I think they were out to get her, like, you know, the Chucky dolls. Well, I think these were like Chucky combat boots, because she would like fall and get hurt all the time in these fucking combat boots, but she would wear them. Whether she was like going to some like party and she was dressing up and she would wear some fucking like, you know, skimpy dress, and then she would have these fucking clunky ass combat boots on. And I thought they were the ugliest thing I had ever seen in my entire life. Like, I'm good with the whole, you know, emo look. You want to wear your fucking trench coat or whatever at the dead of summer, go for it. But change your fucking shoes. Well, we had a Halloween party, and she was dressed up as something in black, and she had on these fucking combat boots. And she went to sit up on the railing of this clubhouse that she had rented out for this Halloween party, and we were drinking. This chick would get drunk off like half a wine cooler. She'd be, you know, falling over slobbery drunk, which is so funny. But this one time that she was getting up there, this guy asked her if she wanted help, and she's like, no, I'm fine. So she gets up there, she sits down, she's drinking her little fucking wine cooler, whatever, and, you know, we're over playing quarters, you know, shooting all kinds of shit. And then she gets down again. Well, the guy asked her if she needed help getting down. She said no. When she goes to get back up, he asked her one more time, are you sure you don't need any help? She's like, no, I don't. And you want to talk about karma. The second that she gets up there, like, her combat boots slipped off the banisters so that her legs went, like, in between the railing thing. And then she did this, like, face plant. But when I watched it happen, it all happened in slow motion for me. Like, she just went really, really slow and then, like, smacked her face against the fucking ground so hard that she broke her jaw and her nose. But I was about to die laughing. I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my entire life.
And I bet she didn't even replace the combat boots after that.
Hell no, she still wore them sons of bitches.
But she's smart. She's really smart.
I don't understand. I don't understand them at all, and their logic is, like, misplaced. So misguided and awful. But I'd been dying to tell you that, and then I was getting all these questions about who's Brittany and why does she like your black snake so much.
Oh, you posted that on yours too?
I did, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I like your black king snake. It was wrapped up between my legs.
Alright, well, when you gotta try to explain that to people, it's totally not as funny as it was to you and I.
I know. You kinda had to be there in order to see it. Oh, speaking of which, I should tag you in that picture. put it on Facebook and tag you. Oh my god, Sailor Moon. Sorry. Kinda geeking out.
Are you having fun?
On Facebook stalking you.
That's okay. There's all kinds of nonsense on there.
Yeah, I saw Sailor Moon, that's why.
Yeah, because you remember all those pedophiles that wanted you to post pictures of your favorite cartoon character because it got them off or whatever? Do you remember that big thing, that big scandal?
Yeah.
Alright, well, first off, I don't believe it was started by a bunch of pedophiles because all it did was try and promote donations to children organizations. So I don't really think a bunch of pedophiles want you to donate money to stop them from being able to pedophile kids or whatever the active tense of that word is. But, so Sailor Moon was the show I watched when I was a kid. So that's what ended up there.
Same here. Oh, looks like you met the evil stepmother.
Where?
That is so cool.
What are you looking at?
Older stuff from 2009.
Oh yeah, when I took Cadence to Disney World for her birthday.
Oh my goodness, I'm so jealous. You should take me there.
It was a lot of fun. It had a blast there.
I'll be right back. I'm tossing the dog in the kennel.
Alright, I think I recorded enough bullshit. So, is the good parts over? Because I'm not feeling it anymore. I think I gotta hit the stop button.
Yeah, the good stuff was over a long time ago. You started talking about fat chicks.
Didn't start talking about fat chicks. The recording proves that I did not start talking about fat chicks. Talked about fat dudes.
No, essentially you just asked me if I was a fat chick that thought I needed to be anorexic and the diet gods were punishing me by not giving me a straw and having nasty pizza. So yes, you brought up fat chicks first by asking me if I was a fat chick. And I think you were just bringing that up since, you know, we had to discuss the size of your penis last night because you wanted to play WoW with no pants.
Playing WoW with no pants does feel pretty good. I won't deny that. It's pretty awesome.
I'm sure that's what all those fat chicks say too.
Match the feces with the species.
That was the coolest game ever. And my dad like picked up this like, I don't know, plastic coated piece of elephant shit.
He actually picked it up.
There's a picture of him with it in his hand. Yeah, he
Oh
picked
yeah,
it
I
up.
see that. That's too funny.
I thought of all the little games to play, that's kind of an odd game. So I made Cool Steve mad. You logged off before I could tell you that last night. So I told Jordan, he thought it was funny.
Oh yeah, I heard the heroics weren't going so bad. Well, weren't going so good.
I can't type, would you make me laugh?
They weren't going, so I don't know. I don't really know what happened. Everybody was caught off guard by it, so I don't think anybody was prepared.
Yeah, I heard some DPS wasn't going so well, and this and that, and blah da 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 da.
My DPS was awful because I was fucking total spaz right then. I don't really care, to be honest with you, at this point. I don't care. My little priest jumps around and is very happy in Orgrimmar. I can just stay there and jump around all the time.
And that's the end of the show. Join us next time, ladies and gentlemen. We'll hopefully talk about other things. Remember, this is Segerja on WoWShaman22, YouTube.com. And this has been, Anne. Thank you and good night. And if you want to hear more, please remember to hit the comments and let me know what you think, because I will put up more if you ask. Have a good night or day, whatever the fuck it is, your time zone. Bye.